Hello, my dear viewer. Today we have couple revenge stories. Let's begin. First story. You want to hit a disabled person? Have fun with 30+ years in jail. Obligatory found this subreddit because of the click, real quick. This happened in January, but the district attorney called me 2 days ago with the update. I'm a wheelchair user because of a fainting disorder. Severe POTS for those wondering. I came home from work to see a car parked right under a no parking fire lane and on the sidewalk. It blocked the way into my apartment, and I had to leave the wheelchair in my car. I started taking photos of the car because this had been an issue with the owner for months. My landlord had told me to get photos of it and email them to him every time she did it after I mentioned it in passing. While taking a photo, the owner came out of her apartment to scream at me. I stayed calm and tried to walk into my apartment. She got in my face to continue screaming, and by reflex, I shove her back. She then grabbed me by the throat and began to punch me. After a minute, my neighbors and roommate, who were having a smoke, came running and got her off me. Police were called. Paramedics showed up because my neck was bleeding. She had acrylic nails. And I ended up going to the ER because I had a syncope episode while the paramedics were there. I decided to press charges, thinking I'd just get an aggravated assault or something. I made sure that they got her while she was home, because I knew she had a gun on the wall despite being a convicted felon. When the police went to arrest her, they found that the car was stolen, without insurance. She didn't have a license. There was used needles all over the apartment with her 8-year-old child, and the gun, which was also marked stolen. Child is in foster care and she in jail without bond. The DA said that her child recorded it, she apparently told her to, and it was already ruled as assault because of the overwhelming proof, plus the 7 counts of assault she's gotten in the past 5 years already. Had I gotten her nailed with it outside her home, she would have only gotten probation since she was a parent, but now she lost her kid, her home, her car, and is going to be in jail for about 30 years or more, depending what the state charges her with for the drugs. The second story. Revenge by my dad on the man who harassed his sister? I lost my dad 20 days ago. The hurt is fresh, not sure of the legality, but since dad is gone, I guess this story can't harm anyone anymore. My dad was my hero in more than one way. He was a wonderful storyteller, and there are so many stories about him. Here is one that is my personal favorite. My dad is the youngest of 9 siblings. He had 6 brothers and 2 sisters. He loved his siblings, and as the youngest sibling, he was loved and pampered. One thing that me and him share is our short temper. As a young man, my dad was known to be volatile. When he was 19, his second older sister, let's call her C, was married to a military man. He was mostly posted on the border. We are Indians. This meant my Auntie C was living with her in-laws like many women in India still do. The problem was her older brother-in-law. Let's call him A for a whole. A was a goon, an extortionist, an abuser, and yes, A-R-A-P-I-S-T. He was scary. He was known for being physically imposing at 6'8", well-built, and was unbeatable in fights. No woman was safe when he was around. After my Aunt C got married to her husband, the nasty Bill A set his sight on her. He began harassing her, forcing her to sleep with him. The family did nothing to protect her. This went on for weeks. She was tired of fighting and was totally shattered emotionally. One day, she found the courage to talk about it to one of her older nephews who was 18 at the time. He went home to my dad and broken down about how C was suffering and how her honor and life is at risk. This enraged my dad, but he realized that he wouldn't be able to take down the monster that A is all by himself. He gathered his friends, his older nephews, and together hatched a plan. Actually, they had no plan. The plan was to beat the crap out of A, to send him a message. But they wouldn't be able to do this when he was sober, so they waited for the evening when he was usually drunk. My dad and his friends drank as well, for liquid courage. They then waited for him in the dark roads of their village, which still had sketchy electricity. Then they pounced on him as soon as they had the chance. It was 6 young, drunk fools against this one mountain of a guy. While drunk, he was still able to fight well. A also had a bunch of minions who, unknown to my dad, were right behind him. It became a free-for-all fight. My dad, drunk and in the frenzy of the fight, grabbed a piece of wood he found on the road and hit A with all his might, straight on the head. And then my dad and his friends ran off because someone had called for backup, and these young lads weren't sober enough to come up with a plan or a sane idea. Dad somehow made it home, showered, and slept. Next day, he told his mom they got into a fight, and crap went down. As he was telling his mom what happened, Dad was informed by his brother that cops were looking for him. Grandma told Dad to lay low for a bit. Unfortunately, A made it to the hospital and was able to give a statement. Dad was on run for a bit, but later surrendered because, according to him, I was tired of eating crappy food. They honest to God surrendered to cops and demanded a good meal. The case was dismissed and A did manage to live, but did not survive long. The injury my dad gave him chased him to his grave in a few months. This story is something Dad always liked to tell. He has zero remorse for what happened to A cause, in his words. Not a single woman was harmed or abused in their village after this incident. I miss my dad. I'm sure he had more such stories, but I will never know them. What you think about this story? Write in the comment your opinion. On my channel you can watch other revenge or cheating stories. See you soon, my dear viewer.